Good morning. I'm here at the Eagle's Nest open space, and this is located inside Livermore, Colorado, I believe. And it is a beautiful day. I could not pass it up. And today, I might just do both of these loops, starting out here. I'm gonna drop it down the 3-bar trail, take it down, and I might possibly go around the OT trail and then back up to the trailhead. I'm not sure the distance. I guess we'll find out. Oh, right here. 3.4 around the triple bar trail and 1.8 around the OT trail. For a total of, drum roll please, 5.2. Official start time, 10:45. You're like, why'd you pick such an easy area to hike in on such a beautiful day? Well, let me tell you. It's because originally I was going to try and hike Bonner Peak, which is just south of here off 287. However, when I got to the road cutoff, it was private. Yeah, the Bonner Ranch or something. So I couldn't access the mountain. Therefore, I had to switch it over to the Plan B hike, which was going to be right here, the Eagle's Nest open space. All right, let's do it. Eagle's Nest open space. In a way, this is actually better, because if I could have hiked Bonner Peak, that was located inside the Roosevelt National Forest, which was the drone zone, and I had left the drone at home. And also, I think that was going to be a lot of off-trail hiking at a really low elevation, so it would have been in the tick zone. So yeah, in a way, this is better. I shouldn't pick up any ticks down here, hopefully. I don't know, we'll see. Right now, the tick count is at 0. Part of me wanted to just sit at home and do nothing all day because my legs are jello. I deliver for Amazon, and in the last 2 days alone, I had roughly 400 stops, which are some heavy duty loads. So yeah, I am tired. And already I've been up to the Big Thompson Canyon fire station, met Aquabaz up there. We did a hike last year to the top of Toll Mountain. I went up there with my family and we met him for the all-you-can-eat pancake breakfast right there at the fire station. So not only do my legs feel like jello, but I'm also walking around with like 4 pancakes, 15 pieces of bacon, 5 eggs, and a sausage patty in my stomach. But that's okay. The weather is going to be rainy for the next 3 days, so I had to come out today. This is beautiful out here. On second thought, I might have to cut that OT trail loop out of this. My legs feel like mashed potatoes or something. I have absolutely no spring in them at all. This is a pretty flat trail though, so we'll see. I'm gonna play it by ear when I get down there to the trail split. We've got a nice field of yellow flowers right here. I don't know what they're called, but they're pretty. I'm just gonna call them yellow flowers. And I think I have just topped out on the trail, coming around the corner and looking over to this little pointy thing sticking up. And that might be Eagle's Nest. I'm not really sure. I was thinking about hiking to the top of it. However, it looks pretty ticky through there, and I don't see any social trails going up, so I don't think you're supposed to. Yeah, right here it says this is not a trail. Please stay on designated trails to protect and restore habitat for animals and plants. So that's what I'm gonna do. Getting some epic views up here to the northwest, and that's gonna be over in the direction of Red Feather. That's not red feathers, there's just one. And I have done this trail once before. I've got a really old video for it. My dad and I did this in probably like 2017 or so. So it has been a while. Beautiful area though. It's nice and open. I'm dropping it down. And this is gonna bottom out here pretty low. I'm gonna have to hike uphill at the end to get back up to the trailhead. But we'll deal with that later. For now, I'm gonna enjoy this downhill. This trail is nice and out in the open. However, there is no shade on it whatsoever. So, it does get pretty toasty out here. I would recommend bringing plenty of water. And did I do that myself? No, not really. I brought maybe 30 ounces or so. But I'll be good. I'll make it. I will make it. And this trail is continuing to drop down. I just passed through a gate and I can actually see the trail split out there in front of me. It doesn't look too far away at all. And then when I get there, I can either decide to add on the OT loop or take it back uphill to the trailhead. Beautiful down here. And this is pretty close to bottoming out. And that is looking up at that thing that I thought was called the Eagle's Nest. I'm dropping it down to a bridge and I hear running water. So that's good. And this has got to be the lowest point down here where the water is. And all right, I've made it down to the OT trail. And I'm gonna sit down right here for just a few minutes and grab a sip of water. Beautiful spot. The bridge is roughly 1.7 or 1.8 miles into the hike. And if I add on the OT loop, which is the direction that I'm heading, I've probably got another 3.5 miles in total left for the hike. And most of that is going to be uphill too. Well, a lot of it is. We're going to keep going though. This thing ain't going to hike itself. And this is going to be the beginning of the OT loop. And I think I'm going to stay to the left. I'm going to take it downhill first. I don't know if this is the best way to go. Not really sure. We're going to try it out though. And after looking at the map, that thing is labeled as Eagle's Nest Rock. Yeah, I thought it was. Pretty cool looking from this angle. Beautiful trail. Everything's nice and green. We're about 3 weeks away from summer. I think I've made it out here to the end of the OT trail. Kind of looping it around the far side. Taking it back uphill again. And I just saw a lizard. Which means there are probably snakes out here too. So I'm gonna have to be snake awake. I just passed a group of people coming in the opposite direction, and we all agreed that this is a beautiful day today. I pointed out these amazing clouds. They pointed out the beautiful bird sounds. Yeah, this is great. This is much better than sitting at home doing nothing. And check it out, I'm going downhill again. Nice. I feel like I'm hiking around in Utah or something, or maybe Arizona. Even though I've never hiked in Arizona, I imagine that it's something like this. And it looks like I've got one more up and over to do here. And some good things about this hike is that you can bring your dogs on it. You don't have to pay to park at the trailhead. And there weren't very many people here at all today. This is a beautiful Sunday, right in the middle of the day. And there were maybe like 5 other cars up at the trailhead. So that's pretty good. I like the way that I did this OT loop because I went downhill at the beginning and I'm going downhill here at the end of it. There was just that little bit of uphill in the middle, which really wasn't too bad. It was really pretty through there. If you've got the extra energy, I would suggest adding the OT loop on to your hike. It's worth it. Just passed back over the bridge, got another sip of water, and I'm ready to knock out the remaining 1.6 miles or so. Looks like I've got another 3 or 4/10 of a mile back up here to the 3-bar loop, and then another 1.2 back up to the trailhead. And I think all of this is going to be uphill. Made it back up to the 3-bar loop, which means I've knocked out about 4 miles, and I've got about 1.2 left. Home stretch. And this is pretty straightforward. Just going to take it right on back up to the trailhead, which is right up there somewhere. Somebody lost their hoof. Ew. I'm gonna stay to the left on the 3-bar trail. All right, and I'm back. Eagle's Nest Open Space Trailhead. And it is just before 1 o'clock. So that took roughly 2 hours and 15 minutes to complete. I took maybe a 5-minute break the whole time. And according to my map, that's about 5.2 miles in total. And I'm just guessing, but I would think that's roughly around a 800-foot elevation gain. Not really sure. Gonna have to check it on Cotrex. Well, I hope you enjoyed that hike. And until the next one, y'all, peace.